Hello everybody. You might be asking yourself, why are you here in an ancient city in episode 2 of this series? And my answer for you is, I guess it's not that long of a story actually, but I'm just going to show you anyway. First things first, as it is turning nighttime here, I did spend a little bit of time, as you can see, clearing out a lot of the trees on the slope that goes downwards. The next major project I want to work on is connecting a path from here down to the ocean. Since the Fathoms mod has biome-based fish spawns, I want to have access to as many biomes as possible, and obviously the easiest way to do that is the ocean. And while I did this, I did spend some time thinking about why a town might want to be building away from the ocean when the ocean is... Hello? What do you have? Nothing horribly exciting, considering the fact that I'm poor right now. Alright, you can go. I'm trying to think of reasons why, besides the rather steep terrain around here, they might be more inclined to build up by, honestly, what's kind of a terrifying hole in the ground. And I think part of that, besides the terrain, could be kind of superstitiously bound or possibly resource bound. Of course, with the deep dark down there are bound to be valuables as well. So while I really want to get started on that path right away, I've gone through just this small section, 3.5, well, more than a half at this point, axes chopping things down. I don't really have the iron to maintain that quantity of going through axes, and honestly I don't really want to either. I'd kind of like to get some more diamonds. I have a couple, but I need a couple more, so on the topic of valuables, I think we might be going to the Deep Dark in episode 2. I guess technically we did kind of visit last episode, briefly. At the very least, we definitely just visited the Skulk area, but this time we might end up in the city proper, so I'm gonna need to make sure I have lots of food. And I'm going to try to collect up quite a bit of wool and do this properly without making a nuisance of myself. So I kind of immediately realized that shearing all of those sheep by hand was going to be a pain and take a lot of time to get the amount of wool I wanted, so I decided to just spend that time instead going ahead and making an automatic wool farm. The only problem was that I don't have access to quartz yet, as they haven't been to the nether, so I can't use observers in the usual way you might make one of these farms. So instead I just went ahead and set up a circuit, a redstone circuit, that would just cause the shears to go automatically, and in theory, the shears don't actually lose durability when they shear nothing, so it shouldn't matter even if the sheep haven't regrown their wool if the shears go off. Now, I kind of realized after doing all of that, that I don't have enough iron to set up a collection system. Even if I do a trick where I push blocks down on top of the sheep and use a water stream, I need iron to make a piston, and I've only got 8 iron left. So I did manage to get a couple of stacks and a bit from all of that work, so no, I'm not dealing with you right now, actually. So I'm just gonna deal with that, and that should be enough to at least work on part of the city and hopefully get some more wool while we are down there. Please go away. I probably should have brought some more torches with me, huh? No one's accused me of being smart in a good long time. I don't actually need to be quiet, on account of the fact that even if I have a voice chat on, it doesn't natively detect your voice. But I feel like I need to be quiet with my voice. I think that's a chest area. Oh. Okay, well at least there doesn't seem to be any shriekers near here. Oh. Well, I'm not gonna waste this wool then. Depth Strider 3. Some regen, some glowberries, and some books. I guess I'll take the regen potions, they don't hurt. I forgot I have a host so I can... Shut up! You give me anxiety, so I'm just going to get rid of you. I don't know if I ever actually explained why I came down here. I need diamonds, I need stuff to... I need obsidian. And I need diamonds in order to make a pickaxe in order to make obsidian. There are a lot of shriekers over here. That makes me very uncomfortable. There's so many sensors. If I drop down wrong just once, I'm gonna set them all off. Like that! I'm gonna do exactly that. Oh, I can't cover. I can do that. I think that will stop that from shrieking. And I think I just need to cover this one too. There's two of them right there. I already know this was not enough wool. Okay, it worked. Oh wait, no, I just stood on the wool, right. I didn't stand on a block. This is going to be very anxiety-inducing. Okay. I know how to take care of Shriek. I do not know how to take care of Shriekers properly. I am on my third Shrieker now, but here's chest 2, it contains a whole lot of nothing. I mean, I'm gonna take it anyway, of course. Ooh. Guys, I do not have enough wool for this. I was so right when I thought that I wasn't gonna have enough wool for this. You know what, I'm just gonna cover that too. It makes me feel safer. Okay, it's fine. It didn't set off a shrieker. I'm just gonna break it, just to be safe. And opening this should be okay now. Silk Touch, that's actually very good to have. A cat and a 13 music disc. I probably don't need those. I have some coal in this bundle, I just realized. I do want these discs. Whew. Okay, still no diamonds and still no Swift Sneak. I think I want to try to get one more chest today before I just go to mining regularly. And that should be easy enough because there's one right there. Mining regularly. I guess I'm still going to be mining in the deep dark, but not in this giant ancient city. Okay, it's totally fine, there's no shrieker. I'm glad I'm finding these things out this way, and, you know, not with my eyes. I'm glad I'm finding out by setting them off. Diamond leggings? That's a fantastic upgrade. And I get diamonds from it. Ooh, a better hoe. I don't need... Swift Sneak 3. Episode 2, Swift Sneak 3. That's what I'm talking about. I haven't even looked for an ancient city on my other world right now. This is wonderful. Okay. I will happily take all of that. And get the heck out of Dodge. The rest of this city, I know there's a chest up there. I know there's a chest up there. And we're so close to our entrance point. The real question is if there's any shriekers nearby. Bat, go away. I guess that solves the shrieker question. I don't think they trigger the warden. So it's fine. I'm just gonna have to hope there's none up there. There's not. Thank you for being a guinea pig, I guess, Bat. Just a lot of sensors. 2 music fragments. Guess more books. But a Swift Sneak 2, which is nice. Now we're just gonna go find some nice, normal cave with no shriekers and hopefully get enough diamonds to make a pickaxe and an enchanting bench. That's all I really want, is a pickaxe and an enchanting bench. Oh gosh, creepers. Okay. You're not helping, zombie. Okay, that's fine. I want to get this cave lit up so that I can get the goods in it safely, because I'm seeing a lot of ores. There's also a lot of mobs around that really want me dead. I saw a copper vein back there, that's pretty exciting. And I saw a big chunk of iron, and I saw at least one iron diamond ore, that is. Why don't I have a shield? Why didn't I bring a shield? Why didn't I bring a shield? There are so many creepers in here. What the hell? Look at all of those creepers. This doesn't seem humane. How many arrows? There's no way I have enough arrows to take them all out. I'm not that good of a shot. just... Alright, hold on. I'll try. If I take some of them out, then the rest I can take out with a sword. Start. Stop moving. Thank you. Okay. I would like that gunpowder, thank you. And then there's approximately 10 million down there. There's one. There's two. There's three. He moved, and I'm out of arrows. Okay. That's unfortunate. But that's okay. I'm just gonna, I think, run around with torches until I'm out of them. And out of coal, for that matter. Because I do have some more to make more torches. And then I will collect... I heard that right next to me. As I was saying, and then I'll collect a bunch of this ore that I'm seeing around and leave. Alright, I am back from that expedition into the Deep Dark and the mines. I did come back with a good amount of stuff. I did come in with more coal than I started with. I even got a little bit of copper. I got 3 and a bit stacks of iron, which is just wonderful. We're gonna need loads of that. I got some more lapis. The only thing I didn't really come out with was the obsidian that I kind of really needed, but that's okay. I'm gonna clear out my inventory, organize a little bit, and then go back down and grab some. Okay, so I have returned from the mines after grabbing some obsidian. I went ahead and made a diamond pickaxe to do that. And I also made like a really brief attempt to actually finish this, and it is mostly finished, except I realized there was a problem with the redstone, and it's that this setup with the water stream on top of the sheep is incompatible with having redstone on top. Sheep died, don't worry about that. It's incompatible with having the redstone go on top of the dispenser, so I need quartz in order to finish this farm setup, which not a big deal because, once again, I grabbed a ton of obsidian. I have more than enough to make a nether portal. So that's going to be a fix for later, because I don't feel like going to the nether right now. For now, what I want to do is I want to work on an enchanting setup. And I think in order to work on an enchanting setup, we rather need a building to house it in so that it doesn't end up like my other worlds that I'm currently playing on, where it's just in a hole in the ground, and it's in a hole in the ground forever. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to try to build something. Okay, so I've gone ahead and extended out this platform a little bit more, because my first thought for what to build this in was obviously some kind of wizard tower, which I still kind of want to do eventually, but I want to do it in the town proper when we get there, and this is going to be kind of a little hermity fishing hut. But the enchanting table I kind of would like near my little hermity fishing hut, since that's currently where I'm staying. So I'm thinking on this platform I'm gonna build a big tree, probably a big pale oak tree, which means I'm gonna need to harvest some pale leaves, and I'm going to have like some roots kind of coming down, draping over the side of this, and have the enchanting table in the little nook that those roots make. So I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of terraforming down here, just to make it look a little bit, maybe add like some dangly root type things, you know, kind of make it look a little bit sturdier and a little bit more intentional and less like a hole dug into the side of a cliff. And, you know, we'll see what we come up with. So, the problem with this time-lapse is that, well, there were some technical difficulties, and I didn't realize that there were technical difficulties until it was much too late. When I'm almost done the tree, I actually fall and die. I don't think you will see it on this time-lapse, because at that point, for some reason, me falling and dying causes Flashback to crash Minecraft. I can't quite figure out how to fix it. It seems like it might have something to do with one of the data packs I'm using, and even if I could figure out which data pack it is, I don't know how to remove that from just Flashback itself, since it's not really just a mod I can disable. But I got most of the tree, and now I know, don't die when I'm trying to record things. It's just that simple. Don't die. Alright, as you guys can see, we have finished our custom pale oak tree. I do like how it turned out. You might notice the hesitance in my voice. It does feel a little bit odd standing on its own to me. Very, very vertical without, like... The canopy isn't very spread. Which, to be fair, I feel like is normal for the kind of tree this is meant to be. I mean, we're doing custom versions of pale oak trees, and pale oak trees are similarly fairly tall but with very flat tops. So I think once we start doing more custom trees around it, albeit probably a little bit smaller since this one is meant to be a little bit of a centerpiece. I think once we have some more surrounding this, this is going to be much better. I also went ahead, you might have seen, and I started placing down these blocks just to mark out where I'm going to have the pathway down to the main town, as well as I did a small bit of terraforming to make this hill a little bit smoother of a slope. So this is where I'm thinking, right at the end here, going to be where the main town starts, just kind of the edges of the town. I don't know if I want to have it expanding downhill this way, or a little bit further north this way. Hi! Oh god. Okay, we're fine. I'm gonna go sleep before that happens again. I'm not gonna work on this path quite yet, though, because we need to do our enchanting setup in here. I don't know... the floor. I kind of do think I want to do maybe an inset wood floor. I need bookshelves. I've kind of been passively collecting sugarcane, but I still don't really have enough. So I'm going to take the time to go ahead and do that, and I will come back once I have the full enchanting set up. A creeper just exploded at the end of my docks. I wasn't recording. There's also zombies. Drowned, I mean. I did light up some of the forest, but apparently not enough. You know what? I didn't light up down here, did I? Not even a little bit, so that's not helping. You know what? It looks fine without the end bits. It looks great even. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. So, after a very long time spent fishing, I actually managed to finish the enchanting area. Most of that time was just spent for sugarcane to grow, if I'm being honest, so probably I should make an actual sugarcane farm soonish, as it's a pretty useful thing to have. The other thing is that when I was building the tree, I died. I don't know if that made it into the time lapse. But that means I lost my level 30, which means I don't have levels anymore. And I got some levels from fishing. That's part of the reason why I spent that time fishing. And I used them very wisely to make a slightly better fishing rod. So now I'm back to 0 levels. Which isn't great, since pretty much everything we've done today was in the name of enchanting, so I guess I'm gonna make like I guess I'll just make a portal, and I'll go get... I guess I'll just make I guess I will just make a portal, and I'll go get quartz, which I need for the sheep farm, and any other future farms I need. Anyways. Mini cobblestone is Steve heads now. I won't question that. Okay, I want to put it a little ways away from the house so I don't have to listen to it all day. I'm thinking right here will be good. There's kind of a perfectly shaped spot for it. Right, I'm putting down corners. That means I need more obsidian. Okay. I'm going into the nether. There we go. Oh, I don't have any gold on me. You know what? I'll be right back. Better armor. And we're right next to a warped forest. That's also really nice. Because that's some of my favorite wood. Hello, sir. Okay. I'm still a little bit short of 30 levels. But I've got a bunch of gold, so I'm gonna go back to where I trapped those piglins. I made a little bit of a bridge down to... That was scary. I almost looked at an enderman. Oh, thoughts. Okay. I made a little bit of a bridge to get down to the warped forest. And I'm almost at level 30, but I have a bunch of gold, and my inventory is pretty full. And by pretty full, I mean completely full, although I can do this, actually. That will help a lot. Regardless, I think I'm gonna go take this gold and trade it with those piglins, and then I'll figure out how I get to level 30 after that point. If I can find them. They're down here. They've totally despawned, haven't they? They've definitely despawned. Oh yeah, they've despawned. Hi, buddy. How would you say? You stay right there. Yes, thank you, thank you. Okay, I am back from the nether. I have lots of goodies. I managed to get up to 32 levels, which I believe is just enough for 2 enchants. So either 1 on our sword and 1 on our pickaxe, or maybe we will re-roll the pickaxe if we don't get anything good. I'm just gonna put all our stuff away. I have some extra gold for next time we go hunting for whatever goods the piglins sell us. I have enough quartz to make at least a couple of farms. I even came out of there with some arrows and some fire resist potions, which I am happy about for future nether expeditions. Okay. Let's enchant some stuff. efficiency 3 on our pick to start with isn't great. Sharpness 3 on the sword, also not great. I think between the two, efficiency 3 is probably better, but sharpness 3 is easier to upgrade. Okay. I'm not too unhappy with that. Okay, and I need 3 levels. That's fine, I'm sure I can get 1 more level quickly. Alright, 5 minutes of fishing later. I have efficiency 4, that's pretty good. It's only efficiency 4, that kind of sucks. I did fish up in a Breaking 2 book, so I'll probably pop that on there and just deal with it for the time being. I do think next episode we're gonna work on... That's not how you combine things. This is how you combine things. Next episode, I do think I'm gonna work on building up some infrastructure a little bit, finishing out our sheep farm, you know, making up that sugarcane farm, maybe a bamboo farm, maybe a chicken farm. You know, generally trying to start working our way to a place that, you know, we can start working on bigger projects, ideally. That'll require some more diamonds too. But with that being said, and with our gear all shiny and enchanted now, I'm gonna end this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, I hope you will click that like button and consider subscribing, and hopefully I will see you next time.